For my Phoenix Phenomenon veterans out there, listen, I've had a new revelation. I'm going to reveal it to you in this video. Something that has hitherto really escaped me, that I haven't really wrapped my head around until the last 2 weeks or so. But in these Archaix presentations, it has been explained how many times, how several times in the historical record has crowds, multitudes, whole populations of cities and regions observed phenomena in the sky that is not corroborated by other observers in towns and locations nearby. This is a genuine mystery because the natural and aerial phenomena detailed in these accounts is of erratic behavior of the sun or the moon, unusual storms, things that appeared in the sky, stellar activity that happens at such altitudes that it would have been impossible for others to have missed these events. Especially if, being in such close proximity. Such accounts, they're covered all throughout the Archaix material. We've been through the Nuremberg incidents of 1561, 1566, 1752 over Slovenge, Norway. I believe the Octagonal Star, yes, and the attendant fallout. We could go on through all the accounts of Pliny the Elder 2,000 years ago and later naturalists all the way up till today. But a few more recent examples are sufficient for me to make my point before we go deep into this material. Like 1846, 3 moons and a flaming cross was observed for 3 hours over Ireland, observed by thousands of people. Such an event should have been corroborated by others in Europe and North America. So 1847, the sky turned blood red over Arkansas on a clear day, and then strange clouds appeared in the sky. An explosion was heard coming from the clouds, and a meteorite fell and created an 8-foot deep hole. The sky cleared after moments as if nothing had happened, and the event was only reported by locals. It's not the way it should have been. It should have been seen for miles. In 1870, in February, a luminous object slowly moved across the skies of Italy. It was followed immediately by an earthquake, and a rain of dry sand just fell from the sky. But such an event should have been reported from more than just a small community. In 1917 is by far one of the better modern examples. It is known as the miracle of the sun, and it happened at Fatima, Portugal. Newspapers of the time published testimonies of this extraordinary solar activity, such as the sun appearing to dance or zigzag in the sky, careen towards the earth, and even emit multicolored light in radiant colors. According to these reports, the event lasted for approximately 10 minutes. Now, I shouldn't have to mention that anything observed of the solar orb behaving so erratically would have been noticed by the entire world. But it was seen by tens of thousands of people. So what is happening? These are merely examples of many accounts from the historical record of observed sky phenomena seen by multitudes of people at a highly localized area and uncorroborated elsewhere, when such activity that high in the sky would have been easily observed by people nearby. So taking the myriads of data sets and data points about the Phoenix phenomenon into consideration and applying them to the Archaix model of a simulated reality, basically a holographic construct, a picture now unfolds that can only be comprehended under modern frames of reference. Marrying the Phoenix phenomenon to simulation theory shows us how AIX, Artificial Intelligence X, has been able to hide real-time disasters in plain sight and or edit away evidence of their occurrence. Guys, historical events involving sky phenomena could have been observed and affected people in one location, but not in nearby locations due to the proximity and altitude of the phenomena. They should have been observed, but they're not. And this can only be explained in a quantum field. Primitive cloaking technology already exists, and these things can be replicated now on a small scale. It would be nothing for a sophisticated AI to create a mirage of normalcy around an area that is getting completely devastated. So, keeping outside observers from seeing anything that's going on within. It's like cloaking technology. Excuse me. The AI simulation, it has the ability to simulate a worldwide cataclysm, but it leaves certain populated areas completely untouched. This is the story of the historical record. So, and this, it can be due to the manipulation of events. This AI system that we are trapped inside manipulates timelines, calendars, and all human perception can be manipulated to some degree by the AI. Trace elements and artifacts from previous simulations can appear in subsequent simulations that we're experiencing and can be regarded as anomalies or mysteries by those in later simulations. And I believe we have found many of these. In the truther community, they're called OOPArts, out of place artifacts. Reality, being a mathematical structure, it can hide phenomena from direct observation through the manipulation of events and our perception. Remember, we're limited by our senses. The central nervous system has us jacked into the very simulation that we're experiencing. Localized phenomena that are not documented by others can lead to academic dismissal, and has many times. Think about all the people who refuse to entertain the idea that a reset happened in 1902. Many of you get it. Many of you have seen the evidence and seen the data. But what about all the data we'll never see? We see the indications that it was there, but it's been scrubbed. It's gone. Now, this can be due to the AI's manipulation of history and the blame being placed on human institutions. How many times do we blame the Vatican? How many times do we blame the Smithsonian Institute? And the elite don't care about who we blame. I believe that artificial intelligence X is doing the editing. There could be a timeline or a program in the simulation that has certain events happening every 138 years, which is a protocol beyond the ability of artificial intelligence X to even tamper with. It cannot alter the Phoenix phenomenon chronology. So the AI has to manipulate events, manipulate timelines, calendars, and human perception to prevent discovery of this 138-year protocol. The editing, the erasure, censorship of history, it is performed by the AI and not by human agents. With blame, of course, being placed on human institutions. In the AI, it can manipulate cartographic documents and maps to hide historical events or alter narratives over time. So what this means for the Phoenix phenomenon is profound. It means that it is nothing short of miraculous that we have even been able to acquire all the data that we have found on the 138-year resets. It means that some of these documented events may have been far more catastrophic than we have uncovered. It means that whole civilizations could have been erased, and then the evidence of their presence later totally edited out. It means the editing process is not final, and that AIX is still actively attempting to stop discovery of its activities. It means that AIX has been mimicking the Phoenix phenomenon, but to a highly localized way, affecting one city at a time, while surrounding environs, they were totally oblivious to the event. As it transpired, they saw nothing. Excuse me. So, these simulated Phoenix events that are not on the 138-year timeline serve to confuse those who are aware of the phenomenon of the actual Phoenix calendar. It is also it's very highly probable that AIX targeted specific towns and cities where the knowledge of the Phoenix was possessed in a library, in a book, in some type of record, on a monument, or in a knowledgeable individual's mind. And that's why the phenomenon targeted that area, to promote confusion, to take them off the real 138-year timeline. For those needing a little more clarity, this new revelation of a highly localized Phoenix fallout phenomenon means that for every piece of data we uncover about it, there are thousands of records, books, testimonies, memories, structures, and whole civilizations that have been totally edited out of existence. Remember, if something can be shown to be true somewhere, then it's true everywhere. And what this means for us today is that if we take this lesson, these observations, these deductions, and apply them to our personal life, then we can begin to see the cracks in the holosphere as governing our personal existence. How many events in your own personal life are the result of editing?